Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Oops. Yeah. Welcome to Gold Rush the game. This was sent to me last night. Actually, a couple of nights ago, by the time you see this, by the fine guys over at Playway. Kuba at Playway sent this to me. This is open on Kickstarter right now. You can kickstart this game. And I will say, before I even show you anything, as we load in, you should probably kickstart this game. It is so much fun. I played it for a good hour last night on keyboard. Today I'm going to be playing with an Xbox controller, so I have a bit of time to get used to controls here. It is a gold mining simulator based in Haines, Alaska. So if you've ever seen the TV show Gold Rush, basically the simulation of that. There we go. This is pre-alpha at the moment. There we go, we got all the controls here. So we gotta get into the truck. And good lord, that's sensitive. Gotta get into the truck and turn off the handbrake and turn on the engine. Now, I don't have head tracking in this, which is a bit of a shame. Let's go to this camera. So this is the rotatable camera. And you have to drive the truck. So let's get on the move here. You're going to drive over to, if you can just about see it in the distance, the glowing kind of line in the sky. And this is just a tutorial level. There's not much to the game at the moment. It is pre-alpha, as you can see at the bottom of the screen. But I can tell you I've played a good few hours of this already. And it is just plain impressive. Everything that goes on in this game works, and it's just visually impressive. You can see that we're kind of having a bit of trouble getting up this hill. And over here is the main segment of the game. So this is where we'll be spending the majority of this tutorial. There is no save system at the moment. So unfortunately I won't be able to show you guys an awful lot. Gotta turn off the engine again. There we go. We gotta pick up the metal tub, which is over here. What's the sprint control? Run is right trigger. Okay, awesome. Gotta pick this up and bring it over to the waterfall here. Fill it up with water. You can see that's all nicely animated. We got a lot of water in here. Put this into the tent, which you can just walk into from the side. Drop it off. Pick up the bucket with gold. And empty it into the pan. Again, beautifully animated. Just drop that over there, grab the pan. This might be problematic. Now we'll use it. And we got a pan for gold. So you actually do have to pan for the gold. Pour out the water. It's actually set to, there we go. Enter gold take mode with left. That's just... No, that's not helpful at all. There we go. We got enter gold take mode now, and we just pick up the gold. So that's 0.9 ounces. 0.14, and this should be like 0.3 or so. 0.14 still. Interesting. Leave gold picking mode, and you can just drop off the dirt there. Gotta bring the truck now up to the wash plant, which is just over there. And we have to set this up. If I can remember the controls. Well, apparently, oops. So that's... I'm doing well. There we go. The reason that I'm turning off the truck periodically, by the way, is it does have a fuel gauge, and that fuel does go down. So let's just reverse up to the wash plant here, nice and close. Actually went a bit too far away there. Won't be out of the truck for too long, so you can just hop out and attach the wash plant, get back into the truck. Because the wash plant now has to go next to the excavator. Helps if I take the handbrake off. There are a few bugs in this. I'm only going to show off one intentionally, and that's just because it makes me laugh, to be quite honest. So we gotta park the wash plant up here and detach it. I'm gonna leave the truck running again because we'll now be picking up a bunch of stuff. Gotta get the mobile generator as well. So we're actually setting up a wash plant. We will be using the excavator very soon. We'll be using pretty much everything you can see. So I'm gonna be a bit smart with how I park here. And how do I want to do this? How do I want to do this? Ah, I see how I want to do this. So just reverse it. 30 speed, apparently, and just stop up here. Because the closer we are, the less we gotta walk. Let's put the tailgate down. You can also open the fuel filler cap to see Simon's cat. And you can open up as well the bonnet to see the World War II pinup model. Now you can do quite a lot with this actually. We're gonna have to just run around here again. Give myself enough room. Wonderful. This is the generator. We'll need this and ooh. Just put this right up the front there. We'll need to grab the cable over here. Everything you see in here we will be using, by the way. Pretty much. Assuming I've got enough time to record all this kind of stuff, there will be pretty much everything covered. I think I'll go up until the point that I got to already. So that's that sorted. Let's get back in the truck. Take the handbrake off. Because I remembered for once, we gotta park up next to the wash plant because we're setting this thing up. And I'll want to show you a couple of fun things as well as I go through here. So now we gotta grab the generator once again. Without knocking into everything. There we go. Generator can go here. Generator can go here. Generator, I think, is supposed to go exactly where I've parked, isn't it? Or can I, like, put it there? There works. Gotta grab the electricity cable. And you can see use. And we'll plug this bit in here. That's all set up. Gotta turn the generator on now. Using this button. Come on. Here. Generator's on and running. Gotta put the bucket into the wash plant. And now we're about a third of the way set up. Because now we gotta take the truck back to the tent and we gotta get the actual washing set up at the wash plant. And once again, we'll just park in backwards here so that I don't need to run too far in between items. The water pump. This is going to be a bit different. The water pump is actually going to need to go. Water pump needs to go onto the truck's bed. Interesting, because I actually need... Oh, because, yeah, okay. Red hose is going to go up over here as well. Yeah, that works. The green infinity hose, as I like to call it, you'll see why, is, whoops, after being dropped on the ground because I pressed the wrong button. Just nudge that in a bit further, there we go. And we need to grab the water filter. There's quite a bunch of stuff that needs to go together for all this to work. Now I can get back into the truck. So let's close the bed up. Hop into the truck and take off with the handbrake removed. The truck needs to go over to the waterfall now, as I rub my eye, because this is the handbrake, Dave, you idiot. Yes, if you don't put the handbrake on, the truck does have a habit of rolling off at random. There we go. I think I might have parked the truck in the fire, but it's fine. Nobody will notice. Oh, the truck's just parked beside it. That's fine. Water pump needs to go next to the river, so we'll just hop over the fence here and plonk the water pump down. Plonk the water pump down. There we go. Water filter has to be attached now, which is the smallest and hardest bit of this to find. There we go. And this needs to be attached to the wash plant somewhere. Oh no, it needs to be attached to the red hose. I've misplaced the water filter. Where is it? There it is. It needs to be attached to the red hose, like... Oi. You get. Like that. The end with the water filter now attaches... We'll attach it to this one. I attached it to the other one before. Let's attach it to this one this time. And this one just needs to go into the water. So that is the pump setup. Oh, it actually does have to be put into this end. Okay. Second end of the hose needs to go into the river. See, now I gotta pick this end up and just... That's the water filter. I put the wrong end of the... How did I manage that? How did I manage to put the water filter into the water? Because this end is supposed to be up here. Like, yeah, like that. And then this end goes in down here like that. Oh, what on earth has happened? This end can go like right in over here like that. So the red hose is also an infinity hose, as it turns out. Yeah, the hoses are kind of dynamically generated once you have them in. So the green hose needs to attach over here. And now we can just make our way over to the wash plant with the hose jumping over things. And we can, even if we want, drag the hose through the... Drag the hose through the fire, because it doesn't actually matter. This is going to dynamically generate itself. You can see the yellow line behind us. Hopefully, if YouTube doesn't kill the quality of this too much. That's where the hose is going to be. So if I were to do, we'll say 1, 2, sorry for the jankiness, 3 loops around that and continue on. Turn right here, left and right, and do a bit of a serpentine. I'm not showing off a glitch, by the way. This is just the function of it, because it dynamically generates based on where you've gone. So if you want to avoid any obstacles, you can actually set the hose up so that it has, we'll say, 3 loops somewhere for some reason. Or serpentines around a couple of trees. It's a really nice thing, but, you know, it does look a bit silly when you do some stupid stuff like, I don't know, wrap the hose through the fire. Or drop it a couple of times, because that's bound to have caused some issues. Oh, it hasn't. That's kind of amazing. Now we gotta turn the water pump on, which it is now on. And running quite quietly, but it is running. It's the world's quietest water pump. Can I get over this, please? Thank you. Into the truck, because now we gotta head towards the wash plant because we're actually all set up to mine. No, I made this mistake last night. No, I am not trying to drive over that cliff. This truck is actually quite important for moving things, as you'll see as time goes on. So going over the cliff is a particularly terrible idea, although I might not be left with a choice. Okay, now I can kind of show off something else. So if I show off the backpack, with the tablet here you can reset any piece of equipment to parking, which is just over here and a few meters from where I managed to beach the pickup truck. But now we get to start up the wash plant, which is now running. Now for the bit some of you guys would have been looking forward to, the excavator. The big old digger. I'm seeing some interesting names playing this already. Turn on the engine, which is this button. And dig for gold, which we're not actually going to do straight away, because I want to move this thing over to about, I'm going to say about here-ish. Now press L to get into operator mode. And you can see that I am making a hames of this because I'm not used to using an Xbox controller. But you can dig as you want. And as I want is apparently terribly. Because I am so ridiculously not used to these controls. I need to actually go back into drive mode for a second, just to make sure this is over the wash plant itself. There we go. Just open it up, drop the dirt in. You can see it processing there. And oh, those are mostly useless cameras. Let's actually go for this camera here. This could be an interesting one. How have I managed to make a hames of this much? That is... Almost all of these cameras are mostly useless, it seems. There you go, and you can see the dirt pouring out the bucket and everything moving as it should. It's the first time I've done this in cab, and it's both difficult and intuitive at the same time, which is definitely interesting. And yeah, if you want, you can make giant piles of dirt, like I've just done, because I am an idiot. Just pour the dirt into the wash plant. I'm hoping it's going into the wash plant. Can I just... No. I want this camera to be like there. There we go. I am in no way used to this control scheme. I will say the controls are better on Xbox controller than they are on PC. They're a lot more intuitive with the controller. So maybe if you've got an Xbox controller handy, you can use that for this. On PC it's quite quite difficult to get your head around it. Or on keyboard, I should say. And there is a potential for this to come to consoles before anybody asks. But it is primarily planned as a PC release. I've just dumped like all the dirt that I just dug up. There we go. Hopefully that's actually going into the wash plant because I can't see it. Oh, I can use the mouse, of course. That's insanely... It is insanely sensitive at times. If you didn't guess from my floundering. I've made a hames of that, haven't I? Yeah, I've just dumped all the dirt that I dug up back onto the ground. So that's the bucket closed. We can just kind of open it up over the wash plant. And now I can actually turn off the digger. It can stay there for now. Because what we got to do is we got to get into the truck and pick up more equipment. Helps if I have the engine on. There we go. We did a bit of a rolling start. It's fine. But you gotta get back to the tent now and get the Magnetite Separator. Magnetite, by the way, if you ever watch Gold Rush, the black stuff that you see when they're doing like a gold cleanup, that's magnetite. It's very magnetic, so all you really need is like a magnet to get rid of it. I've somehow parked in such an awkward way that I now have to go around this way. And this is a magnetite separator. It basically just runs a magnet over it. And runs dirt and gold out. You need the yellow plugged thingy. There we go. And I think 2 or 3 buckets here. This is quite the setup we're having to create. Second bucket. 1 for dirt, 1 for gold. And the green hose. And now we have to get back into the truck. So we're all good there. Let's get back into the truck. And head off. Because now we're going back to the wash plant. A lot of this game revolves around the wash plant because that is the single most important thing at a gold mine. I can turn the truck off now, I think. No, turn the truck off. Don't just put on diff locks. There we go. And I could have done that a lot better. Magnetite separator needs to go next to the wash plant. It can go pretty much anywhere. The game's suggesting over that side. I'd much prefer to have it over this side. Nope, the game's demanding I put it over this side. There we go. And now I gotta connect the magnetite separator with the generator with the yellow cable. So it's all very kind of... Oh, you can apparently shove it around, as it turns out. It's quite a manual game, because you gotta set everything up manually, at least in the current state of affairs. Like I said, this is still pre-alpha. You've seen all the pre-alpha warnings in the world ever. And now I gotta grab the green hose. Connect this up to the water pump, which means I've gotta go for a very, very long run. And we'll just kind of beeline it straight over there. I'm not gonna screw about too much with the hose this time, because I just want to demonstrate a little bit of fun. That was, you know, it's not showing off a bug intentionally or whatever. It's just showing off a bit of fun that I think is a feature, but it can work in strange ways. Through here, under here, and you can plug in right there. Now there is a bug with this. Is this happening? Yeah. You can see the water cascading out of the side there. I'm guessing that's for the bigger wash plants, so you can hook up and get lots of water in at once. However, with the little wash plant that we're currently using and the Magnetite Separator and all that kind of jazz, not particularly being used, so it's just blasting the excess water out. Which, come to think of it, that makes perfect sense, and I need to, yeah. I was talking to some of the guys about that yesterday, and we were saying, oh, that might be a bug. No, it's a feature. It's actually intended. Now that I've thought about it for 5 seconds, it makes perfect sense. Because there's no way that the two small hoses would actually carry the same as one big one. There's just too much of a difference in size. So that's that readied up. We can flick the switch to turn it on. You can actually turn it off again. Got to take the bucket from the wash plant. Let's grab this. And just kind of magically hover it over there. It'll empty out. And it'll start separating the gold from the dirt. Now, I have heard there's a bit of a fun little thing where if you throw dirt in, it magically gives you gold. Interesting. Yeah, it's just giving me nothing but gold, hasn't it? So now we gotta get back over to the pan. I'm gonna just run over because it's not that long a distance. You can see that we got a nice bucket of gold. We're just gonna run this through the pan. And for the second time today, pan for gold. Let's just leave the bucket there. Pick this up. Enter gold panning mode. And just swish it around to see how much gold we get. It won't be much. In fact, that's all the gold we're going to get. Wow. 3 little nuggets. Let's do it down a bit far. So let's tilt this over towards us, and that's perfect. Should be about 0.36 of an ounce. Once we're done here, 0.28, 0.29, interesting. And now we leave gold picking mode. Put the bucket under the magnetite separator. Yes, because I took this out. Okay, I was a bit confused there for a second. So now we're just going to put this under the magnetite separator again. We will be using the excavator once again in a second. And that'll be drawing things to a close. Once we're finished with this bit. Because now we got to get back into the excavator. And we need driver mode. In fact, let's turn this on. And just fold everything up because we don't well, we do need the bucket in a moment, but for now, just while I'm driving, let's fold it up and get it on the move. Because we're heading over to the big fuel tank over there that's been very conspicuous in its presence this entire time. You can see that this is leaving tracks in the dirt, which is nice. Now that we're here, I just want to make sure this is somewhat centered. It is. Operator mode, because we need to get this ready for what we're about to do. That should do. Because we're going to grab steel rope from over here. There's a few bits of steel rope. There we go. And we got to hook the fuel tank onto the bucket of the excavator. How are we going to do that? Easy. I'm going to climb up the side like so by using the ladder. Excavator to fuel tank. Rope is too short. Are you serious? If I... Dang it. That's easily fixed at least. that should now be the entire problem fixed. Because it was short by about 1.5 inches. If it's still saying it's too short, I can... I'll probably... yeah, I'm going to move the entire excavator backwards. Just looking at it here, it's a bit too far forwards. There we go, that should be much better. Second bit of steel ropes, because we got to get all 4 corners hooked up. Wouldn't be safe otherwise. So I'm just gonna... yeah, I'm gonna go with the markers, why not? I was gonna say I'd ignore the markers, but it's a bit easier to go with them. Third bit of steel rope now. It's just gonna be the same process 4 times. Although these 2 should be a bit easier. There. And please attach. Oh, dang it. Millimeters too short again. So let's get in. And that should now be long enough. Where did I put the thingy? Where's the hook? There it is. It's definitely long enough now. And the 4th steel rope. There's actually 2 extras there. If for whatever reason they're needed. So you can grab that. And hopefully this is long enough. Yep. So now we gotta get back into the excavator. I'm just gonna quickly blip it into this mode so that I can lift the entire fuel tank. Because now we're driving it over to the loader. You can see it's a very light fuel tank considering it's full of fuel, but hey ho, that's how physics go in games, I guess. Back into this mode so that I can put it down onto the ground very carefully. That'll do. I might as well turn off the excavator because we won't be using it again. That was the wrong button. There we go, excavator's now off. We gotta hop on top of this, and it says detach the ropes from the excavator. You can pretty much do this however you want. I don't think I can... oh. What? There we go. Because you can just detach that, and that, and that. No, don't reattach it over there. And this, it's going to count as being done. Gotta grab this, and now we gotta fill up the loader. So up the steps on the loader and put it into the fuel tank, whatever. Wait until it's full, which will be a spin or 2. Full. You gotta put the fuel gun back to where you found it, which is there. Oh yes, now we gotta, because this ran out of fuel entirely, we gotta change the fuel filter. Just drop that there. Run over here and grab the new fuel filter. You can throw that wherever you like, by the way. Doesn't particularly matter. The new fuel filter is over here. You can see there's some extra stuff like a rope and some iron, a hammer, and a tent and stuff. So presumably you can, in the full game, when it's more finished and more closer to release, you can do a lot more than just this. You know, using bigger equipment and bigger wash plants and hopefully a dump truck. Because that's kind of, for an Alaskan gold mining game, a dump truck is conspicuous in its absence. Come on, up we go. Into the loader we get. Engine on. Handbrake off, and away we go. Because now we're... Come on. Heading over to the big pile of dirt. What are the controls like on this? Up, down, down, up. Okay. So we gotta raise the bucket just to get over that hill. Can put it back down. And this is, now I'll be honest, this is where I get some frame rate issues, so if there are some issues, that's just on my end. I've spoken to Landykit and Simulator, both also have this game, and they've said they don't experience any of this, so it's probably just something with my specific hardware setup. But it behaved that time. You can see the loader is fully fueled and full of dirt. This is the bit that gets really annoying though. And this is where I get to be Dave for a second, and instead of the guy who's showing off a new game to you guys. This is the bit where I get to be a bit more me. Because you're maybe not so used to me being all professional and, you know, talking as if I know what I'm doing, which I kind of do because I've played this game already. Because in this segment here, what we're doing is filling the wash plant. We will be finishing the video quite soon. However, I found a little bug last night, and it's kind of funny, so it made me laugh at least. So if I were to just put the handbrake on and just start tilting this, you can see the dirt is coming out of the bucket and going into the wash plant. You got to be careful with this, by the way. You can't overload the wash plant, especially this one because it's very small. But if I were to keep doing this, and you can see the bucket and the wheel loader aren't very happy at the moment because they're bouncing about a lot. Just gonna raise this up a bit more. I might not be able to even reproduce this bug, which would be kind of funny if I couldn't. So if I were to just lower this down. Now last night what I managed to do on several occasions was, no, it might have been with the specific way my my equipment was set up last night. What I was able to do is I was able to ping the wheel loader off into oblivion. Like halfway across the map. You can see, I'm guessing this is the way that it works. This dirt looking area here is all of mine. So if you wanted to, in one sitting, you could mine all of this. And there may be more after this, but this is as far as I got last night. Where you're trying to get an ounce of gold together. Using the wheel loader here. And suddenly I don't have frame rate issues, so I guess it must have been something specific I was doing stupidly last night. This is as far as I've gotten because, and this is a minor complaint. Well, it's not. This is a very slow-moving game. You're gonna like it if you like, you know, gold mining, and it's kind of slow-moving, relaxed games. And there's no progression yet. If you actually rewind to the very start of the video, which I don't usually tell you guys to do this, if you rewind to the very start of the video, and I didn't say this intentionally, as soon as I got into game, you'll see that the time was 9:40 AM on day 0. And the temperature was 23 degrees and sunny. There is, at present, no weather, unfortunately. No progression at all. Either time or weather. None of that is in the game just yet. Which in a way is a shame, but you know, it's a demo. It's not meant to be a full experience just yet. That wheel loader is just gonna kind of run over. I'm wondering, is this like, is that tailings, or did I miss enough that that's happened? But that's where I'm going to leave this here, guys. I hope you enjoyed. I do encourage you to check out the Kickstarter, which I'll have linked in the description box below. As the wheel loader just slowly, ominously approaches the wash plant. I'm going to use this thing again. Hooray! But I do hope you enjoyed. I'll leave you saying, I've been RainbowDave. You've been watching Gold Rush, the simulator, or Gold Rush the game, Kickstarter's in the description. Please do consider backing it if you enjoyed the video. Hit the like button, subscribe, all that good stuff. And yeah, hopefully there'll be more really cool games like this to show off. There's a couple coming up that I'm really looking forward to and hoping that I can get my hands on for you guys. A couple of things that I'd really like to be able to show off. It looks super fun. But that's going to do it for today. Until next time, stay safe and goodbye.